Hello world, this is Dom and today I will be playing 1-3 No Limit Hold'em in Beaufort GA at Little Kings and Queens. The 1-3 here is definitely bigger than a normal 1-3 in casino with deep stacks of max 500 buy-in and lots of straddles and action players. I bought in for 500 and let's go and see some poker hands in my session. In the first hand, the under the gun +2 opened things up to $15. Hijack calls, cutoff calls, and small blind calls. On big blind, I look down at ace-10 of clubs. This is a spot that I would prefer to 3-bet rather than calling since I don't want to get multi-way to see the flop. Either I hit an ace or 10 in multi-way pot is extremely vulnerable here. So I decided to 3-bet to 90 and only +2 calls. Heads up to the flop with ace 10 5 all diamonds. Pretty good flop for me, but I am still out of position, so we have to play cautiously with our 2 pair here. I c-bet for $65, a very small sizing and ready to call a raise at least on the flop. The opponent folded and we are having a good start. In the next hand, button straddle with thick $6. In case you don't know what is a button straddle, it is button blindly put $6 to $10 and pre-flop action starts from small blind rather than from under the gun. So with 2 limpers before me, I am in the hijack looking down at ace 5 of spade. I open to $35 and only cutoff calls, limpers all fold. Flop comes 10-10 deuce with 1 spade. I check and cutoff bets $30. I decide to call here as cutoff can still have lots of queen jack, king queen type of hand betting on the flop and we can try to steal the pot if turn goes check check. Turn comes jack of club. I keep checking here and the cutoff decides to check back. River comes another deuce. Now I am on a double paired board with ace high. I believe I do have some showdown value here as cutoff will check back most of his ace high too. I check and cutoff bets $45. Facing this 1/3 sizing, I only need to be right 1 time out of 5 times for his random bluffs. So I call and cutoff shows queen jack of heart. In this hand, 2 limpers before me and I am in the small blind looking down at pocket tens. I open to $30 and big blind calls and 2 limpers all call. The flop comes queen deuce 6 rainbow. I check and big blind bets $60. Limpers all fold and before action, let us really think about what big blind will bet with. This board is so dry and I don't think he's the type of player that bet 4 or 5 suited on this flop. If he is last to act, he might have some pocket pairs, but with 2 players behind him, he normally won't bet his pair as he worries about the last 2 players have queen. Additionally, if I call here and a brick comes out, I will have to call another time with my tens and don't know where I'm at. Based on this reasoning, I think there is a great chance that the big blind has that miracle queen here and I make a very nitty fold for my tens. And moving on to the next hand. With button straddle to 6 and 1 limper before me, I am in low jack looking down at king queen offsuit. I raise to $30, cutoff call and we go heads up to the flop. The flop comes 3, 8, 10, 2 clubs. I check and cutoff bet $50. Looking back to this hand and for this sizing, I think I really should fold here. I have many pairs in my range that can continue with and king queen is just so marginal here. But at that time I thought I got 2 over and I will try to bluff cutoff if a 9, jack or club comes out. And I have the blocker to the straight or to the flush. So I call here, floating with king high and my evil intention. Turn is 10 of diamond, and the action goes check check. River is 9 of heart. Alright, now the cutoff can never have a 10 here, or she will always keep betting on the turn. And also I have blocker to the straight. With her turn check back, I don't want to go too big to make myself more value heavy and milky here. I bet $65. After thinking for a while, cutoff calls and shows pocket fives. Nice catch. As players are sitting pretty deep here, I decide to add on for 500 more, so we have around 1,000 in our stack in this hand. 2 limpers to me. At cutoff I have 5-7 of diamond. This is a pretty marginal opening hand, but as the table is pretty passive and opening 5-3 diamond is always fun, so I decide to open to $25. Small blind 3-bet me to $65. Limpers fold to me. He has won several big pots and has around 1,000 stack. Since the SPR is still very high here and I am in position, I decide to call with my 5-7 of diamond with the dream. The flop comes 3-6-9 with 2 clubs and 1 diamond. Small blind bets 100 with my double gutter and backdoor diamond draw. This is exactly the flop I am looking for. No need to raise here, so I just call. Turn is jack of heart. He keeps firing for 200. Now I know I am definitely behind here. He built his stack basically from showdown with several made hands, and he has been playing pretty straightforwardly for the whole session. I put him mostly on an overpair or at least ace-jack here. In my opinion, he is not that type of player bluff here with ace-king, ace-queen, king-queen type of guy, and I don't think he is able to fold his overpair since my gutter is so disguised here. He is sitting with 500 behind, so I am calling here with 200 to win around 1,200 for the pot and also his remaining stack. With this reasoning, I call and screaming in my head, please poker god, hit it one time for me. The river comes, 4 of diamond. The music to my ear is small blind snap jams his remaining stack, and I snap called it, of course, and he said he has a jack. No need to make him show, I show my straight and scooping this monster pot.
I think he covered me. 4, 6.
Alright, in this hand I button straddle to $6, 3 limpers before cutoff, and a solid player at cutoff open things up to $45. I look down at ace-10 offsuit, and I think ace-10 is definitely better than the cutoff opening range here, and I want to isolate those limpers to play heads up in position with the cutoff player. We are in position, so no need to go too big here. I make a 3x, 3-bet to 130. Surprisingly, the mid-position player limped $6, called 130 with around 200 behind. After thinking about 2 minutes, the cutoff player shoves for $400. What is going on here? I mean, I don't really understand what type of hand you can call 6 and then call 130. Maybe 9s, 10s, ace-x suited, and cutoff is definitely having a really strong hand, or she can be called to see the flop. Ace-10 is definitely not good enough here, so I fold and also the mid-position player fold, and we move on to the next hand. Alright, now we got something premium. Pocket kings. I am in +1 without straddle. I open things up to $20. This is a really big open, but as the table is so calling heavy here, I don't want too many people in the pot with kings. However, mid position calls, cutoff calls, and button calls as well. We are heading 4 ways to the flop. The flop comes 5-5-8. Not a disaster flop for kings, but still facing 3 opponents without position. I decide to check to see what's going on here, and the action check through. Turn is Jack of Heart. This doesn't change anything on the board, and I decide to bet $75. Betting the full pot to get value from all pocket pairs and Jack X holdings. The mid position and cutoff folds, and bottom player jams for $210. He can really never have a 5 here since he is the last to act on the flop and he checked it. I basically snap called it and the opponent showed King 4 of spade. The river is King of diamond, so we rivered a boat that we didn't really need, but nice pot is coming our way. In this hand, we got pocket jacks in +2. I opened to $35 with a button straddle. The button calls and the small blind limper calls. The flop comes 4-5-9 rainbow. When small blind checks to me, this is a board that favors more to button calling range and limp calling range. So I decide to check call the flop, however the action goes check through. The turn comes an ace. Small blind lead for $35. This looks pretty strong as he has 2 players to left to act, and ace is more in my range as he really don't have any ace king and ace queen type of hand limp calling here. But still facing this 1-3 sizing and I underrepresent my hand on the flop, jacks is still too strong to fold here. I call and the button fold. The river comes a miracle jack. Yeah. And even better, small blind keeps firing for $70. If I got kings, queens, or tens here, I believe calling or folding is about 50-50 here. But for jacks, we are definitely gonna raise to get value from a single ace. I Hollywood a little bit, counting his remaining stack, he got around 250 behind. I believe there is no option available besides go all in. I announced all in and he snap folds. So he was just bluffing the whole time, I suppose. Next hand, we are in the big blind. Mid position open to 15, button calls, and I look down at Queen Jack offsuit. Because mid position is pretty short, so I go with the call pre-flop. The flop comes King 10-9 with 2 hearts. Running good is running good. I check for deception and the action check through. Turn is the 9 of diamond, bringing 2 flush draw and pairs the board. However, I don't think mid position and button can have any both combination here that checks the flop. I decide to bet big here to balance my straight and flush draw like King 8 of diamond, Jack 7 of heart in my big blind range. I bet $75 and mid position call and button fold. The river is 4 of spade, as brick as it can be. Sitting with the not straight, I still want to get value from ace king, king queen, king 10 type of hand. So I go over pot and bite $125. However, mid position quickly folded this time. Alright, this is what I got for my session. I played from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. a 4-hour session. I am in for $1,000 and out for $2,381. So it's almost $350 winning per hour. Please comment below if you have any suggestions for my videos and my poker hands. I have no idea how to make videos and it took me around 15 hours to finish this one. So please, if you like the content, subscribe below and hit that like button, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.